Okay, so another key question tonight. Should the same politicians who voted to draw these maps be allowed to run in the district that they voted to approve?
Yeah, CBS News Investigates Julie Watts is live at Democratic headquarters tonight, where she's been speaking with the man who helped draw the new maps. We just talked about him, Paul Mitchell, pressing him on whether lawmakers should be allowed to personally benefit, Julie, from the map they approved. It sounds like a good deal to me.
Yeah, it sure is. So, critics call it a conflict of interest. Californians clearly said that they do not want politicians drawing their own lines, right, when they passed the ballot measure that created that independent redistricting commission. Members of that commission, they're not allowed to run for any office for 10 years, but of course they draw the lines for all of those offices, right? So several Democratic leaders who were instrumental in these new maps, right, and getting them through the legislature, they're reportedly now considering runs in some of these new districts. And we're not just talking any lawmakers. We are talking leaders of the legislature. So we brought this ethical dilemma to Paul Mitchell, as you mentioned, and we asked him, hey, what do you think? Is this ethical? Is it fair?
Ethically, do you think that lawmakers, especially in those leadership positions, should be running for the districts that they pushed the legislature to approve?
Well, so let me frame this then. These maps were developed without the interest of who's going to run for what in these new seats. That's the first point. The second point is these leaders did vote for this ballot measure. But you know who else voted for it? Every California voter. The legislature didn't just pass a map in the dead of night. The legislature passed a ballot measure to let voters vote on this. And so if the voters take that into consideration and think, I don't want to vote for this because somebody might run for a congressional seat, that's fine.
Well, I think the argument is that voters aren't thinking, hey, Mike McGuire might run for the district that he just drew. I think at the end of the day, the question is, ethically, the voters have said we don't want people drawing their own districts. Now, you have clearly said you did not draw these districts for any individual lawmaker, but the lawmakers saw the map you drew and said, that's going to benefit me.
The legislature voted for this because they wanted to push back on what's happening in Texas, what Trump is doing. That's why the legislature voted for this.
Ultimately, it's going to be up to voters, rather, to decide if they want to vote for these lawmakers who are running for these districts that they helped push through, guys.